WIIFTBPN.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m. where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 AM. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Hey, Chicagoland. All roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
You keep calling it. Give you some love and you want all of it. I'm out here working, nigga, get a grip. I'm just trying to touch a million. You just wanna coexist. I say you clingy and you contradict. Give you my heart, you think it's counterfeit. Give you my word and you won't trust in it. What's the point of loving me if you don't know what trust is? I need the is you give now. Please don't back down on me. I know you've got the attention I need. Put your pride aside for me. Oh, 'cause I need that ease. Put your pride aside for me. That ease. While I'm not trying to get that ease, know that I need that ease. Put your pride aside for me, baby. You're insecure, it's driving me crazy. I'm trying to get it and you keep on saying you don't want love, it's never enough. I put up with you for too long, now I'm over it. You want affection, I need money, I'ma call it quits. That heat, that heat, that heat. Put your pride aside for me. That heat. While I'm trying to get it, need it. That heat. Put your pride aside for me. Put it aside, put it aside, put it aside, put it aside, put it aside. Put your pride aside, put it aside. On me. Put your pride aside for me.
Why can't you just give it to me? I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give dough. But I got dreams and goals. But as soon as I clock in, I'm ready to go. So there's one thing I gotta know. Why money ain't free? Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? Give it to me. I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money? Why can't you just give it to me? I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free?
Rocking in that 9 to 5, got your girl hella tired. Why won't they let me be? Now I understand why my mama always used to ask, did I think money grew on trees? I got these bills after bills and they just keep coming. Working overtime, but my pockets ain't flooding. Yeah, my funds low. Adult life is scarce.
Why money ain't free?
Why it ain't free?
Why can't you just give it to
Why
me?
can't they just give it to
I
me?
don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me.
Why money ain't free? Yeah.
Why can't you just
Just give it to me.
I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free?
How the money ain't free. Every 5 minutes, kids bothering me. They seem to think that money grows on trees. Always asking for allowance and clean one thing. Sick and tired of my funds being low. Spent the whole bag on the groceries at the store. Got a little something, but I need a little more. And I'm a single mama, you should already know.
Why money ain't free?
Why the money ain't free.
Why can't you just give it to me? I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me.
Doing me.
Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it
Won't
to
you
me?
give it to me?
I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free?
Why the money ain't free?
Why money ain't free?
Why money ain't free? Yeah, why money ain't free?
WIIFTVPN.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let this give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up to seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We
sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System the milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System the milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, on a Friday. That's right. It's Friday, July 22nd, and we are in the building. We made it through a whole nother week. And yeah, it's Friday. Right here in the studio. It is Friday. You know what? I think I like this Friday better than last Friday. Cause I see you got that song on in the background, but I think that's next Friday. Just got paid. But all right, y'all, it is the Maze Jackson Show. I am your host, Maze Jackson. Feeling a little refreshed, I feel a little subdued today. I think I'm gonna be in a nice little contained environment. But we are getting our thing going on today. So I gotta say what's up to my girl in the building, dressed for the blizzard. Ruthie Moore in the building. What's up, Ruthie Mo?
Stay ready, because you ain't got to get ready. It's a cold world.
Yes, I have learned that.
Gucci man.
That's a song or something? That's like a, that's not why you said burr, burr? What that mean?
You wouldn't understand.
It's a song though, but yeah.
Remember the snowman? Burr, Gucci man.
The snowman, I thought that was Jeezy.
You know what? You is right. She is right.
It's but you know the snowman, like the burr. I mean,
Coke,
you know
the Coke man, the key. So wait, did I ever tell you about the time I bumped into I didn't even know it was. I was like, who is this dude and why does he have this? I was like, I thought it was the corniest chain ever in life.
Snowman chain.
It was a snowman. So I was walking in the alley. We was all in the alley behind the Hard Rock. What is it? Is it the Hard Rock Cafe downtown? Right. It was when they used to throw a lot of parties there. And we all trying to get in the back door, cause it's. And this dude had this chain, and I was like, this has to be the corniest chain I've ever seen in my life. And I didn't realize that it was that dude, Young Jeezy. It was like before he was like Jeezy, I guess. But he was still, that chain, it was kind of sparkly, but I was like, this is the most cool. I was like, this is corny. But so wait, so I thought Young Jeezy was the snowman.
he is, but Gucci man says burr.
Yeah.
Why you say burr if he the snowman? Why you swipe? That's cross.
It can't be more than one snowman.
It can't be. Well, I guess it can. Frosty and Jeezy, and now y'all done added Gucci.
Who was
Frosty?
See, this is your problem. Like the real snowman.
I caught it already.
Y'all was like, hold on, who is Frosty?
No,
that is what's wrong with America today.
No, it's
that
not.
when we think of snowman, y'all go to Jeezy.
No, actually, I think of Tim Allen, who played in. Was it Jack Frost?
Yeah.
While you was watching Frosty and the Snowman, we was watching Jack Frost. See, you don't even know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
See, you know what I'm talking about, though, right, Riis?
When he died and came back as a snowman.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, that's y'all problem. Dead, messing with the reincarnation and all type of stuff. But he couldn't just be like just a snowman. It snowed, snow came. Now y'all got spiritual possessions and all type of stuff.
He had a promise to his son that he was going to teach him a certain trick shot because his son played hockey. He was working. I think he
played hockey.
I think he died.
He was working and neglecting his family.
Yeah, and then he died on the road or something. He came back to life as a snowman, and then
so he had
spent like a couple of like weeks or something until it started to get hot and melted with his son. But like through that time, he was like spending time with him, and they showed him how to do the shot. And then in the end, before he died, like he never get to see his son play hockey. So as he was melting away, he was looking. from afar, and he saw his son hit the game-winning shot of the
Reese,
shot.
how long ago has it been since you've seen that?
know.
At least maybe 20.
It has impacted you
maybe
strongly,
15
huh?
to 20
Nah, it was
years.
one of them good movies. It was just a good. Probably more than that for sure.
Did you cry?
No, I didn't cry.
I went to the movies to see that.
Oh my God!
I only cried on the Lion King. That's
You
it.
cried?
Yes, you cried on the Lion. You gotta cry. If you don't
I ain't
cry,
cry.
one movie you don't got a soul. Listen to me.
Yeah.
Heart.
Cry.
When
Ain't
he
nobody
died,
crying.
When he died, everybody you gotta try. That was a
The
brother.
the worst to me was Ricky. Ricky! What you hit me for?
On his way to the.
What you hit me for?
On his way to the NFL, worried about scratching lottery tickets. What type of guy?
Hey man, can I tell y'all what? He wasn't going to the lift. He wasn't going to the NFL. He was going to
I know
USC.
he was going to college, but he was going to eventually go to the
You hope.
NFL.
You know how many college people.
Oh, have some
Back
hope
in
for
the
Ricky.
day.
Ricky was
My
gonna
hope was for
Listen,
Ricky
he
was to
had
get
dreams.
He was
out the
gonna
alley.
make it.
I just wanted Ricky out the alley.
If you drink milk all the time, you gonna get buff.
Oh my God. It's funny because I've been talking about it. Either they just don't know, you just don't show, or they don't care about what's going on in the hood. And every time, this must be I think this is like the 20, or this is one of the anniversaries of it. It must be 30. Has to be 30-year anniversary.
Yeah, it got to be 30 for sure.
But it's on HBO or it's on somewhere in the universe. So like how once it's on during the month, it's on a bunch of times, and I always wake up right there when they going down the alley, and he be like, we should split up. No man, I don't think we should do it. Did you know that was Cooley High, the updated version? Mm-mm. So John Singleton based that movie off of Cooley High, and after you think about it, and I learned that from Mark Harris. But once you realize it, it's like Ricky was Coach Cheese, the athlete, except he was a football player, right? What's his name? Trey was Preach. Mm-hmm. And then
because he got the little girlfriend too.
Yeah.
Got the little girl.
Yeah. And then well, see, but he wasn't. Cube wasn't really. Because now I got him confused with Dwayne from. What's Happening? Did you watch What's Happening?
Of course.
Hey.
All right, okay.
That is what that is?
I saw that. Did you see? You must have seen that in your baby reruns. I saw that live on TV. We used to stop to watch it on TV every week.
No.
Tennille, and we thought
retro channels. Remember them retro channels we used to have?
Tennille was D growing up. Like, and then she looked like her too. So it was just like, really, Tennille? You told her? I'm gonna stop.
She wore overalls.
Yes.
She wore overalls all the time.
Tennille wore your overalls. Yes, she did. She wore overalls that my mom made because my mom was a sewer. So Tennille would go to school with all homemade clothes for like the first, from kindergarten. When she went to Nazarene Kitty College, she wore, my mom, like, because my mom would learn how to make a pattern. Mm-hmm. And then that would be the pattern. And you'll get like every version of it in different, quilted. And
oh, that's cool.
She had originals. I
yeah,
like
that's
that.
Kind of cool.
She had originals.
Now it is. Back then it was like, your mama made your clothes.
How would somebody know?
Tommy Hilfiger had a.
Oh, because it ain't got no logo on it.
Oh,
yeah. And I'd be like, and Tommy Hilfiger had them go over there and hire a million Asians and pay them nothing to make your clothes. Now what you gonna say now? You know what I'm saying?
See, that's that. You all are equipped now.
Oh, so
we weren't
good.
equipped for that.
Okay.
Then. It was like you just. You know what I'm saying? We just wasn't equipped that way. We didn't have snapbacks. We didn't have clapbacks. We was just like, damn.
That would have been nice too.
No, but Tennille was like fashionable. Tennille got like a new out because my mom knew how to sew, so she'd be making Tennille like outfit after outfit after outfit. She had different, right? I had 5 shirts, 3 pants.
Should ask mom that.
Nah, you think, dude? Can you imagine what I would have looked like going to high school with some homemade pants on?
Yes,
Dog. Yeah, this like I'm not from the era where you get to be like the person that wore pink hair in school back in the day. Like how you could do that now? You had some pink hair in school, you was branded for life. Like whatever happened to you in kindergarten, whatever your epic moment was, that traveled with you until you got to high school. Right? And it was no escaping. I remember one girl got sprayed by a skunk on the way to school and came to school. Man, she never lived that down ever. Like, I mean, it was like, here go the thing. Like, she grew up to be pretty and everything, but nobody would talk to her because that was the skunk girl.
Wow.
Like,
thank God that attention is being paid to bullying.
The skunk girl.
Man, remember Boo Boo Boy? Booger Man?
Yeah, we had PP girl in high school.
Everybody had a PP girl or a boy.
Thank God attention is being paid to bullying.
You know, but I was glad that my mom says, she's like, know what, like as a child, right? You never know, and that was like the most,
Shout out to your mama. Yeah. Hey, Yolanda.
So
hey, Yo-Yo.
How you gonna call her Yolanda? You ain't gonna call her Miss Wilson. See, that's what's wrong with y'all. No respect. How you calling this mama by her first name? I'm old as your mama. I'll be like, hi, Miss Wilson.
Oh my goodness, Mace. See? She said I could.
You say what?
She said I could call her by her first name.
She did.
No.
I know it. I know it. Yeah, man. So, you know what, though? I was thinking about that because I do know a lot of kids. What I've come to recognize, and it was one day, you know how you have these Facebook groups, and it was we had a BJ Ward group, which was my 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And like the biggest bully in the school was this girl named Lois Starling. Like Lois in 6th grade might have been like 6, like I'm talking about like she was big.
She was black?
No, she was white. And now that you have described all of the things that you told me about earlier this week, it all made kind of like sense. But she was like this terrorist bully. Like she would come to school and it was like dudes would like be like, I don't even want no problems.
What
like,
kind of stuff she had going on at home?
That's exactly what she broke down.
What was her name?
Huh?
What's her name?
Lois Starling. But she broke it down in the group, like, because, like everybody still remembers you as the girl from being the bully. And she was like, y'all don't even know what was going on in my house. I was being abused. I was physically like, it was just like this whole thing. Like the PP boy or PP girl, like back in the day, because everybody had one. I never forget hearing the backstory, which is because you're like the whole family smell like pee. And what it would be was they all slept in the same bed, and somebody had and they didn't have so I think there was a healthy amount of bullying that should have occurred because it helps you. But I do feel like looking back, you can see all types of stuff.
How it help you though? How does it help you?
It makes you tougher. I don't think that life is going to always be, everybody's going to be like, oh, I like you and let me give you lollipops.
It's not I like you and give you lollipops, but I don't got to demean your character.
And I'm saying that.
It's not healthy. I don't think it creates healthy people. I think there's a difference between learning how to Jones and then just blatantly bullying somebody.
I'm with you on that.
I think it is so wrong. And I think a lot of people who got bullied and a lot of people who did bullying still deal with that to this day. And that's why I'm glad that more attention is being paid to it, because young people really be out here offing themselves because of it.
I think, okay, so.
And you can't live it down. PP girl and skunk person is now on social media. So not everybody see it. It ain't just contained within this Bolingbrook school district. Now it's all everywhere. No, PP girl,
that's
PP
everything.
person.
But that's universal.
But now social media has exasperated
I see what you mean now.
Bullying, and you can't live it down. And that's why people be
So I'm from a different era. I'm just talking about my bullying. I can't speak to y'all bullying.
But
I feel like
it's the same. The median had just changed, but I'm just glad that it's not seen to be healthy anymore.
I think
it's the opposite of healthy.
I think that you're gonna always face adversity. I think where we live now, everybody expects that everybody's supposed to be like, oh, you're good. Oh, we want to make you feel great. I think you have to build I don't believe, like when I saw that one movie or the video of that kid that got bullied on the bus, and I'm going to tell you, I know kids that happened to. There are extreme levels of bullying. There are kids that I know right now are probably still scarred from the bullying that happened to them. No debate. But I do believe that kids have to overcome some level of adversity to prepare themselves. I think that I probably did some bullying and got bullied. And I think...
Which came first?
I think it's which came first. I think me probably being more bullyish. And then the challenge thing happened. But yeah, so I feel like bullying, I do feel like I don't believe, like I think it's crazy now with the bullying. But the problem now is that the response and the retaliation is it ain't no fights, right? I felt like a good old healthy fight somewhere in the universe. I felt like everybody needed to have one, like at least one. So you can know that you ain't gonna die and that you can get up and dust yourself off and move forward. Now I think that because there is no real conflict like that where you have to figure out and work it out, it's like I'm gonna shoot. It's either I'm gonna off you or I'm gonna shoot myself.
Okay, see, this is an example of you being extreme.
Okay.
And then when I get extreme, you looking at me crazy.
I'm not looking at you crazy.
You looking at me crazy.
What you gotta say?
Just the opposite of whatever you just said.
Okay. So I do feel like there should be some. Like I do feel like there's some I think, let me not say
adversity is different from bullying.
Okay.
You can face adversity. Like think about bullying translated into adulthood. Did you let people bully you?
No. But I think I learned that as a child. Like I learned that you can't stay in the house, that you can't hide, that you gotta go outside and you gotta make your way in this world. Like there's people outside that are not gonna want the best for you, whether it is physically, whether it is they're going to be at work, whether it is, and bullying comes in all types of forms. And I think that let me say adversity. Bullying is probably not the correct word. I think that I'm probably using more colorful language, but I do think that sometimes I think I would much rather you have the experience and navigate it through it as a young person and then put it in your toolbox as to how you're going to operate than to never have it and then get to be 30 years old and somebody starts bullying you, you don't know what to do. But that's just, we came up in different eras. I think that, the world has moved towards the way you think, and I am okay with that. Like, I ain't even tripping no more. It's like I got to just make sure that my kids are able to navigate adversity and adverse situations regardless of whoever. Because I do think that never having to experience conflict or never having to experience someone who does not trying to talk to you about it is not going to talk. You got to make a decision as to how you're going to deal with it. But that's all part of growing up. And I think that, it's either way. Well, I don't know how we got on this topic, but what we are going to do is say what's up to my man DJ Riis the Rule on the ones and twos. DJ Riis the Rule, I see you Shazamming today. I take messages like you feeling energetic. I see a lightning bolt. What's going on, man? How you feeling today?
That's about the best. You already know the rest. It's Friday. What y'all doing this weekend?
We saving that for... Could you say that for Tell Me Something Good Friday, man?
I didn't read the paper, my fault.
It don't make no sense to read the paper no way anyway, because I be going off doing some different stuff here lately anyway. Yeah. But I will tell you today, I will be sticking to the paper. We will be sticking to the paper. Yes, we will be sticking to the paper.
Let's see.
I got my whooping yesterday. I'm through. You will not be hearing from me anymore in a lot of spaces. It's the Maze Jackson Show. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to get the soul plane off the ground. And then after we get the soul plane off the ground, we're going to take a quick break. Riis going to get us some news, traffic, and weather. And then I'm going to hit these headlines. And we're going to get to the social media question of the day. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, Ruthie Moore, and DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and the twos.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBPN.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Broken screen, crashed system. Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion had to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:37 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. As we head over to the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop will be 22 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 18. On the Edens, inbound from Deerfield to the Exchange and back will be 29 minutes in both directions. The Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 33 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 30. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 54 minutes. Outbound will be 31. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 32 minutes, 27 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 17 minutes to the Loop, 14 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive South, 55th to Jackson and back will be 7 minutes and 8 minutes north Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr to Randolph. Today's weather, it is currently 73 and mostly sunny. Today will be a high of 90 with a low of 72. I'm Riis the Ruler. Happy Friday here on The Maze Jackson Show.
To the grave, from the grave. Glory to God, 70, got 70, they got to the grave, from the grave, back to glory. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Please. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Now, I don't want y'all to forget, August 6th, we have the Old School Classic Car Show, 5401 South Wentworth. If you got an old school classic car and you want to get it registered, please give us I'll put that up. That'll happen today. We'll get the Facebook page where you can register your vehicle. We want you to all come on out and see. You know, it's a lot of black old school car collectors. And we gonna show some old school cars. I want you to come vote. I think I'm gonna put the SS in that bad boy. It's all painted. SS. Impala. Riis, you don't know nothing about. Oh, I forgot you ain't an old school car. I ain't really an old school car, but I did be like, one day I'm gonna like when Ness do the video. One day I'm gonna put my cars in the video and be like, Ness.
You saying that Ness doing a video August 6th at the old school? Is that what you say, at the old school? Wow.
I was trying to get Ness to do a living room series because he did the first. Ness did the first living room concert we had during the
COVID or something.
No, it was during the NCAA's, and he just jumped on the stage and did, and it was funny because you know how black people. I told y'all this story before, but you know how black people be when it be like a Chicago rapper. So I had B. Foster and all of it, and them, his crew came through. And so, Ness started rapping. You know how black people be like, you from Chicago. Then they was like, oh, damn, that's Dad. Then when he got to terrorism, they was all standing. It was off the chain. So look, y'all, be on the lookout. If you know any artists, I ran into Sam, what is it, Sam 1000 now? Because he ain't Sam Trump no more. But I ran into Sam Trump yesterday. I went to Boxville yesterday. Got a sandwich. I didn't even know nothing about Boxville. Got a great ribeye steak sandwich yesterday. They put American cheese on my joint, though. But yesterday, ran into all that. So be on the lookout for all of that. It's coming up at Obsidian. It is our premier living social network. Consider being a charter member. Charter membership, $250 for the first 6 months. Regular member, $100 a month. Co-working, events, entertainment, multimedia services. We got games. We got the fancy games. We got it all. I've talked about a place for us to be. It is a place where black people can convene. If you're interested, inbox me. Ruthie Moore is setting up appointments now. Don't inbox Ruthie, though. Don't be in her inbox. Rogers will get y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl Ruthie Moore plus DJ Riis the Ruler. All right, y'all. On to the headlines. I don't know if y'all saw this in the newspaper. I thought it was pretty crazy. Did you hear Alderman Matt O'Shea said that backing Lightfoot would mean civil war in Beverly? I thought that was a pretty powerful statement. Especially in the light of what happened with January 6th and the tossing around of the usage of the word civil war. I do want to talk about that a little bit later. I think that's a pretty big deal. And I think it should tell you a lot. And it also tells me sir, there's going to be groups of people that I just don't think the mayor is going to be able to convince. I just don't think so. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Did you see President Biden has COVID? Mm-hmm. Let me ask you a question. And you know they trying to show pictures of him looking strong.
Oh, wow.
Right? Like they trying to show him sitting up at the desk working and all that. Now, you know at 79 years old, he need to be sitting his tail down somewhere. I got to ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Do y'all think anywhere in the world Kamala is like this?
Ooh.
Like, I used to watch Veep, right? Like,
I don't think she wants the problems.
What? Well, you know, let me just say this: if I don't want anything bad to happen, but I do wonder: do you think they'd be like? You think she'd be calling like, "How's he doing? Is he looking good?" You think she'd be walking past the office looking like,
"Hey, Joe.
Joe, just checking on you. You all right?" I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you what. I think it's... I'm not going to even go here. I'm going to just stop. So I'm just let it be. But I do think people are probably somewhere... Somebody... I hope they ain't trying to put a root on the man somewhere.
What?
You know, like...
That's what people do.
Do they really be doing that for real? I'm gonna have to ask about that in a different show. We're gonna have to, cause I just want to say this, cause I was talking about it, but I don't even really know what a root is. They be like, I'm gonna put a root on you. I'll be like, I don't know. I just saw it in on a TV show one time, and all I know is they be like, don't eat the spaghetti. But I don't know nothing about none of that. I just want to understand. One day we're gonna ask about that. All right, let's go on. JB Pritzker also has COVID. Running around here in Florida. Did you notice that they was talking about how he was talking about Ron DeSantis and how he poorly handled Florida? And then in the newspaper, they was like, but he didn't talk about the fact that him and his family went to Florida for a lot of the COVID.
You know, because they got property, right?
Right next to Ken Griffin, probably.
Oh, to be a billionaire.
Right. The homes in every state. I could pick the state I'm gonna run for governor in because I live. I'm gonna stop. Let me leave him alone too. All right, monkeypox is taking off. JB Pritzker says he's demanding more vaccine from the federal government demanding that they do more. Gotta ask you. Are we? You hear where it's breaking out the most at, right?
Where? Like a place?
No, in certain community.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man. Monkeypox. Do you think they need to change the name? I'm just telling you.
That's interesting. No,
I don't want no black person
I think,
on no TV with no monkeypox.
So with like a lot of like stuff, it don't necessarily have the funding behind it if it don't impact certain countries and certain populations. And for the longest, like when you think about monkeypox, they've painted it as a picture of something that happens to Africans or in like quote unquote developing countries. So now that it's here domestically, I think we will see a lot, like just more funding dedicated to it. But my thing is, if we already experiencing these shortages, like this just like COVID 2.0.
Man, I like...
I do understand the population that is spreading the most in, but I think that's making the average everyday person
feel safer.
Thank you for that, because I wasn't about to say it that nicely, but so I think that's just really okay, look over there, because we don't want y'all thinking that this is everywhere. Monkeypox.
Man.
If you get it, what you supposed to do? Stay in the house.
Riis, I need you
Ain't
to
no doctor gonna want to see you.
Find a sound effect for monkeys. Find it. You don't need it now, but we're going to be discussing this regularly, so you might as well just put it in the queue.
And two, let me just say this. Let me just say this for the sake of saying it. I remember when monkeypox first started talking about monkeypox. This was months ago, right? And the media, I'm using my words carefully, the media suppressed the narrative about which population it was spreading in, which because the media is so like politically correct and it's just certain stuff you can't say now. And I think that actually made it spread even worse because they wasn't talking about it under the
context that it could have been contained in.
Yes.
And they talked about the fact that there was an opportunity to contain it, but they didn't.
Yeah, because they didn't want to. They
would have been accused.
For the same reason why I remember when we talked about this months ago, we kind of talked about the population that was spreading in because I had read it and I was looking for where I read that at, but I could not find anything that talked about monkeypox spreading amongst,
certain population,
like a certain population of people. But I remembered hearing it, and I know we had talked about it, and we was like, we can't talk about it because. But now they're talking about it because it's too late. The genie out the bottle, and literally, like, how does this spread? Like, I keep hearing so many different ways. So it's close contact. You just better not be in close contact with nobody. Like, you can't even breathe the same air as people. You can't even let people touch your skin.
Is it airborne too?
I thought so.
Lordy B.
Let me look it up.
All right. Well, I'm about to tell you. Monkeypox is now spreading throughout the state. It is across the country. If you look at the pictures of the lines and the places that they're having it, they are.
Okay, it says it is not known to linger in the air. But
all right, anybody watching this? Did anybody watch the January 6th stuff yesterday? So I just want to say the one time I was able to stay up the whole time, we was watching the January 6th joint. Hey man, your boy President Trump, Joe. Hey Riis, I know you like Trump, but I gotta tell you, man. Dude is like, this is literally the same thing that happened in Germany. And I am very much not the I really don't want to be part of the super hype and trying to, but like, yo, cuz, dude, like, do y'all understand? If he don't win the Republican primary, he's sending the deck up. And like they was like, this is everything we've been training for. We've been do what you do, right? I still am lost on what stopped the hanging. The black man running up
what hanging? What
they was finna do to Pence and everybody else and Pelosi. Like, I don't know.
They ran out into their secret bunkers. What you mean?
That, like, watching that, like, I remember watching it and being in, like, they did it at the perfect time because the whole country was in the house. They really could have pulled it. Like, they really could have pulled it.
They tried, not coulda. They tried. Some people really tried. They did. That's why that lady got shot. Because they breached them doors.
Did you hear them women? You should have heard the women on there. Like, this is what we've been waiting for. And I just want y'all to know, they said while most of the people the most arrests came from Texas and Florida, they said there were more people coming from the north and coming from places like Highland Park. Did you watch them videos that lady put up there? Of all them Highland Park people that was taking their kids to be participant and saying they was storming the Capitol?
But I did look at the list they released of all the people from Illinois that got arrested. Y'all should check that out.
How many was from north of I-80? Can we do like a map?
It might need to be mapped.
Can we put a map and be like, how many of these places are places?
Mapped and profiled.
And
where do you work at? Where are your children?
And my question is, like, how many of them came from places that we are pouring sympathy? My question is, while we pouring out sympathy to everybody, any of them people was part of the... Okay, I'll stop again.
And let me just say that I've looked at a New York Times article where the World Health Organization and the CDC disagree about the airborne transmission nature of monkeypox.
Jesus Christ.
I just wanted to put that out there because Jesus Christ. Let me tell you what's crazy to me. When you asked me that, I immediately went to the CDC website. Jesus Christ. And we living in a world where I got to fact check the CDC. Like with the New York Times cross-reference with the World Health Organization. What type of stuff is this?
Jesus, please. Jesus, take the wheel. Take the wheel. Woo! How about this one? Another Chicago alderman retires.
They getting out.
Man, people are jumping ship. So check this out. You saw Harry Osterman, James Kappelman, now Alderman Michelle Smith. Two of them are coming back. Michelle Smith is leaving now, giving Mayor Lightfoot the opportunity to appoint her third alderman in one term. Third.
That's why you think she's leaving, just so that she can appoint somebody, or
she's leaving immediately. Well, I don't know. She says she's got family immediate. She's the youngest person in her family at 67. She's had 3 jobs. She'll have 3 pensions. Right? She was a U.S. attorney. She worked somewhere else, and now she's leaving the city council.
She good to go.
Right? She live in Lincoln Park, so she good.
She can go parlay that into the private sector.
Right? She said, I think she probably ain't even trying to work no more. I think
she's gonna be a consultant. She ain't trying to work, but she gonna consult.
Look at that. See, you such a pessimist. All right, it's the Mace Jackson Show. I think she was like, look, I got to take care of my family.
She ain't trying to work. Anybody trying to work, but I consult.
I take offense to that.
Why?
Because I consult, and that's work.
No. I'm talking about 9 to 5 punching a clock. That ain't consulting. I have a consulting business, and I know it's not 9 to 5 punch a clock. Because if it was, then people wouldn't be doing it.
It depends on how much work you got. It ain't punch a clock.
That's what I'm talking about.
But it could be, when you're a consultant, it could be 9 to 9.
Yeah, but I'm talking about punching a clock, having to be present at a particular location to do X, Y, and Z. That's dead. So I agree. Get out, Alderman. Consult. Go on. Tell him you'll be there at 10.
It's part-time. Dang. I mean, you
tell him you'll be there at 11:30.
Dang, it's part-time already.
Meet him for lunch. And write it off.
And she just passed a law that banned herself from being able to lobby, so she can't.
What? For how many years?
At least 2.
That ain't 2. She finna take a little sabbatical. That's called a sabbatical.
You tripping, Ruthie. You tripping.
It's called the Aldermanic sabbatical.
She got her landmark legislation passed, and she was like, I'm out. And she leaving August 12th. She ain't even waiting till the end of the term.
It's good to go out on a high note. Because she can look at her neighbors in the eye and probably still smile and wave at
It's
her.
good to go out high is what my cousin says.
Oh, here you go.
Thank you. My cousin. That's my cousin, though.
It's a t-shirt.
It's good to go out on a high. No. It's good to go out on a high, then put the note on the back. So people don't be like, I crack myself up in the morning sometimes. All right, did you see the officer that shot Anthony Alvarez got 20-day suspension? That Anthony Alvarez is the shooting that happened after little murder. Not little murder, little homicide. Like, y'all got a little murder, little homicide. Right after that, it was the Anthony Alvarez where he was shot in the back and shot in the thigh. He eventually died. The police, Copa said, fire him. The police board said, we'll give him 20 days. Turned around and he said that it was reasonable that he could have suspected that he was shot. I think that's the one that ran from the gas station and then was running through the lawn. And then they was... They also released a video of the 13-year-old who was shot, and it was a cell phone. They said he raised his hands but he reached towards the cop, but it was a cell phone. And you know how kids be with their phone is like an extension of your hand these days, right? So it's like the kid ain't, like, I feel like if a kid jumped in a pool and was drowning, right, he would be like this. He'd be trying to swim with one hand because he ain't going to let that phone go. So, you know what jumped out to me, though, when he talked about what really jumped out to me was that was the same way, that's what they said about Rakia Boyd. They thought it was a cell phone. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, and my man, DJ Riis the Ruler, who probably got his finger on the button. So if he does, go ahead and push it, dog.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Okay. So this has been, as I'm making a pivot today, Ruthie, I was trying to figure out, what do we need to work on to be better black adults? Now, before anybody looks at this in a funny way, here's what I was thinking. So, Ruthie, you know that I have been working on Obsidian, which I'm calling a living black social network. And ideally, one day, I would like it to be a hub of black thought, where black people convene, think, relax, and solve the world's problems. It is my hope that one day Obsidian will birth the black think tank that we talk about, right? That we need, that is so much needed, because great minds will just be happening to be at the office or being co-working together. And they'll be collaborating and they'll see something on the news and they'll say, we can solve that. And because we've got accountants, doctors, lawyers, and Ruthies in the team, we have the opportunity to do better by our community. Intentionally. But then I was thinking as I was going through it, and we got Taco Tuesday coming, we got comedy and karaoke kickback coming, we got the living room series. But then there's also, I got we're gonna do health and wellness and professional development. But then, Ruthie, I really started thinking about what are the things that we need to work on to be better black adults. I'm going to give you an example. And I want y'all to give us a call. Did I say what's up to the Saints? I did not. What's up, Saints? Shout out to everybody from WBGX 1578 AM who tunes in with us every day, 6:30 to 8 on WBGX 1570 AM. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Shout out to the sinners who join us every day from 6 to 9 on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You too can give us a call at 872-259-7474. And I'd like you to answer the social media question. But what do we need to work on to be better black adults? Because as I start to program, I told you, Ruthie, how they got... how they got Soho House, I want to call it something else house, because you know, like McDonald's, they got McDowell's. Like I want to do so. Like at the joint, they got programming every day, right, or every other day, and I felt like so I got like the movie nights and the Taco Tuesdays, but then I started thinking about what kind of programming would black adults want that could enhance or make us better. Like there's this thought that when you become an adult, you got it all kind of figured out. And kind of like not you got it all figured out, but you know, you kind of like, when you're an adult, there's not like a lot of professional adult development, if that makes sense, right? Like, how do you get beyond your own knowledge base, or how do you find out more? I'll give you an example. I consider myself a person who travels, right? But I really only go to certain places. How do I learn more about travel? I'll give you another one. Here's a better one. I feel like I have made a ton of money, but still don't necessarily understand how to make it work the best. Right? Do I have a retirement plan? Yeah. But do I understand the stock market? No. Some of y'all, like especially you newfangled women, probably need an adult development class on how to keep a man. I'm just playing. But some of y'all may need to know how to cook. Right? Like, how do we get better as adults if we don't like actually be intentional about it? Like, it's almost like learn by default. Like, it's by trial and error. And I often wonder, what are the things that we as black adults need to learn or get better at to advance ourselves outside of the political realm? Right? Because you know I talk about politics all the time. But how do dads become better dads? How do moms become better moms? How do you deal with raising a teenager when you've never grown a teenager? Where do we share, like, what are the best practices and the development tools that black people need to make our neighborhoods and our lives better that happens even outside of the realm of politics? So what I'd like to do, because here's part of what we want to have happen at Obsidian. As much fun as we intend to have and as much kickback and release, I want to understand, how do we get better? Like, where are our areas of deficiency? And clearly we have them. And sometimes I think we walk around like we got it all figured out as adults, as compared to being like, oh man, that's a real issue. Like, dog, how do I prepare for my college savings? How do we learn more? Like right now, we know that the student loan thing is happening, right? Like how do we use what we know about student loans to get people out of debt or out of this student loan trap and take advantage of all the things? Because I feel like there's so many times when I be like, I be sitting in the room and everybody be talking about stuff and I be like, yeah, yeah. Like, I'm cool. Like, I know what y'all talking about. I be like, I don't know. When you think about financial literacy, besides having home ec and balancing a checkbook, who taught us how to be smart with money? Right? Like, I see all the credit repair now, right? Because clearly somewhere in our lives, the management of credit, in a lot of cases, wasn't handled properly. And I can't tell you that somebody told me. It's like one day Tennille was like, dude, you got to get your credit together. You can't be running around here talking about, could you get my rental car on a debit card, please?
Sorry, you got to go get in another line. I can't take that. We need to take a $500 deposit. And so I was just thinking, how do we, and what are the things that we need to work on to become better black adults? To be better for our communities, whether it's you learning how to be a better steward of your money, how to, I feel like, how to grocery shop. Remember when there was the big couponing craze? And people were, Sister Save-A-Lot had you could leave the store with getting money back? How do we become better black adults to become more productive? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. What are the things that we need to work on, train, be brought up to speed on that can help us grow our community? Look, this is the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back. You can answer the social media question today, or we can move on to the next topic. It is the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back. But I did get the headlines and the social media question in all before 7 o'clock.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
I want to know, is there an offensive black people list? Who manages and do black people have to honor?
Maze. You're Uncle Tom. That's why you're an offensive. And the reason why you're Uncle Tom is the real story of Uncle Tom. How he worked for his freedom, and then the slave master reneged on him and wouldn't let him get his freedom. So you know what he did? He left. You're messing with the church's money. You were smart enough to work your way off, so you offended the white folks, and then you offended the black folks because your ass left, and because they wouldn't. And who manages the left is both black folks and white folks, because if you see in that situation, the black folks is just as mad as the white slave owner that Uncle Tom left.
What happens if you say that and someone gets offended?
You ran off the plantation, brother. That's why you're offensive. That's all I got, brother. Keep being offensive.
Thank you.
Maze Jackson.
Smiling more every day, closer to my dreams. Hey, guapole, the food tastes better. I stopped smoking squares, healing from the inside out, making repairs. I forgave some people, thanked them for the lessons, cause holding on to it was blocking my blessings. No more stressing, worry dishonors God, so I just pray, and I'm loving my odds. Mingle with like minds, gravitate where light shines. Graduate, masters, your rhymes ain't like mine. Big Dank from the west side, this is my best self. Taking vacations, hoping the rest helps. Got a career now, loving what's ahead. My spirit is free from the stuff that I shared.
I feel good now, ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days, something to sing about. Let's do it a new way, more than just talk about. Today's a holiday, that's what it's all about. I feel good now, ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days, something to sing about. Let's do it a new way, more than just talk about. Today's a holiday, that's what it's all about.
I'm feeling so good now, walking on higher ground. Get out the country, visit some new towns, made some new friends, let go of some bad ones. Soon as that took place, everything got fun. My lifestyle going up, opportunities showing up. I'm back where I wanna be, no headaches and throwing up. Reconnect with the homie, it's positive energy, vibes and wavelengths. It's all about frequency. I'm back with my first love, it feel like the first time. I'm back in the studio, this ain't my first rhyme. I wake up every day, blessed as heavenly. Before I ain't say much, now I got much to say. Raise my credit score, got rid of some past debt. Heard that's attractive, well call me a magnet. Plugged into an outlet, living life outright. All on my Kid Cudi, focusing day and night. Right?
Now ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days, something to sing about. Let's do it a new way, more than just talk about. Today's a holiday, that's what it's all about. I feel good now, ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days, something to sing about. Let's do it a new way, more than just talk about. Today's a holiday, that's what it's all about.
Feel good.
good. See, my state gets busy. That's the cardinal rule.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
Church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now of the politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis, Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect, you oppressed, it's all wrong.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, and my man, DJ Riis, the ruler, and I'm asking the social media question of the day. What do we need to work on to be better black adults? Looking at some of the things y'all saying in the chat, the women trying to tell the fellas, y'all need to have a man-to-man conversation on how to treat women. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, maybe at 7:30 too. Because TD Jakes has some things to say, and I'd be interested to hear what y'all got to say about it on that part of it. But what are the things that we as black people can work on to become better that doesn't really require politics, that can make us stronger community-wise, that can make us stronger family-wise, that can make us stronger as a constituency? One of the big things I think is parenting, assistance. Like, because I think that there's this assumption that when you get grown, that you got to figure it out. And if you got a kid, that you know what the answer is. But I think when we look around, we see a lot of that, those things that we take for granted not necessarily being shared. And I don't want to look at it punitively, right? I want to look at it from the standpoint of what kind of programming, what kind of conversations can we offer that make us better, that inform us, that empower us to be in control of our own destiny. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Call you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Yo, what's good, bro? What's up, Ruthie? What's up, Riis? What's cracking, bro?
What up, Devo?
Hey, man, it's a wonderful day today. It's Friday, man. Hey, I think, you know, like you said, with the parents and stuff, but we got to figure out how to get more younger people to engage in this conversation because, you know, you're taught what you're taught and your parents give you your original value set. So you spending your life unlearning incompatible values that were given to you that you probably didn't even choose that you even wanted. So, you know, that's a way bigger conversation, but I'd just like to offer some certain classes that I would like to see at Obsidian. One being, you know, History of Rock Nation, hosted by Maze Jackson to learn more about, you know, Jay-Z and his contribution to be the second greatest rapper in the world.
Second?
The history of the 19th.
Who could possibly be first?
This is your show. I'm just giving you what I think, you know. Also, I would like to see the history of the 1985 world champion Chicago Bears
and that will be hosted by my brother Mario Jones. Because I need to learn. I need to learn more about the history of the Bears because I support them now. So I mean, it's just certain things that the community really needs, man. Because it's important that Obsidian is packed. So reach out to a staff or members so people can join up because it's gonna be popping up there, man. And happy anniversary to the Gordines. Today is my 10-year anniversary. Shout out to my wife, Tamika. And that's it, bro.
Hey, man.
That's what we doing right now.
Happy anniversary, man. Happy anniversary, brother. We proud of you. I'm surprised Tamika stayed with you this long. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's them two good kids you got, even though Tegan be giving everybody the mad face, boy. Lord have mercy. My boy DJ getting ready to go to college. You know what I'm saying? Super proud of him too, man. We love and support the Gordines. We thank y'all for what y'all doing. What you about to say, man?
No, I was gonna say, man, I think it's just us showing love to each other and forming a community amongst people who share similar values and that, unafraid to just laugh and cry and share, man, because that's really what's missing. Everything that we need is within us. Man, thank you for being a leader that shares and not, that's accountable, bro. And I think that's what's important, man. We all need this brother camaraderie because we don't, the assumption is we get this stuff, but we don't always get this brotherhood or sisterhood. And we all come to each other not complete, and that's okay. So, just keep doing what y'all doing, man, and we need to put those classes together. I see you, bro. All right, I'm out. Peace.
Appreciate you, Devo. All right, man. It's going to be a lot going on up at Obsidian. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not my desire to put the programming together. There'll be a social director who will be responsible for creating programming that is good for the members, that members want to see. If you have been on my page, you'll see that I have also given people, we're going to be opening up the doors to put on presentations so that you can put your own presentation together and build your own crew and have them come to check it out. Will there be a gardening group? If there's gardeners that join Obsidian and they want a gardening group, they'll have a place to talk about it and have a swap. I got some pickles in my bag from the other day. I know Big Swill was running around talking about he got some peppers, right? I think you got people that do flower. Again, my thought is that black people I don't want us to be limited. Like, I want black boaters. I want if you don't buy a boat. But all good. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Any other calls on there, Riis? Nope. All right, I'm going to move on. Let's move to 19th Ward Alderman Matt O'Shea. 19th Ward Alderman Matt O'Shea yesterday was asked by Fran Spielman in the Chicago Sun-Times, would he be supporting the re-election of Mayor Lori Lightfoot? Now, if you have paid attention, you are now starting to see the mayor is starting to kind of start to get her endorsements rolling. But one of the things that the paper noted was that the people that have come out, all the people that have come out for her are all black, that no white aldermen have said that they would be supporting her reelection. Also, one of the things that we should be paying attention to is the people that are resigning in places that were Lori Lightfoot strongholds in the last election. So those areas will be contested, and there won't be anybody there necessarily that she'll be able to rely on. But as I was looking at this story, I gotta say I was taken aback by the response. And Alderman O'Shea's response to would he be supporting Mayor Lori Lightfoot was, and I quote, "I'd have a civil war on my hands." Let me read that again. When asked if he would be supporting Mayor Lori Lightfoot for re-election, his answer was, "I'd have a civil war on my hands." I think that was a very powerful statement and a very charged statement. And I guess my question is, am I reading that wrong?
Law and Order Caucus.
So I get the law and order part.
Okay, so if you get the law and order part, then you know that type of rhetoric is perfectly fine, because it really is. It's his constituent truth.
I don't think he mean a civil war. Like, I think he talking about
Poor word choice, but I think he talking about a civil war in terms of us versus them.
Who is the us? Who is the them?
Law and order people versus the non-law and order people. So which side of the coin do you fall on? That's the Civil War.
That's interesting. I be honest with you. I think it was intentional word choice.
It was.
I don't think it was poor word. I don't think it was poor word choice. I think that it was very intentional word choice, specifically tailored not to just the law and order crowd, but a constituency that sees black and white. And I guess my question is, it's not lost on me that it's a Southwest Side man in reference to a black woman. Now, I know how I go in that space, but I think that when you read and you know that there's a Mount Greenwood, and and then in the face of everything that we just saw on the January 6th, I just feel like that was a pretty telling comment. But I think it's also a little bit racially charged, intentionally, without you being able to necessarily call it such.
But it's a national narrative. Like, everybody been talking about a civil war, and you fall either on the side of that law and order crowd and everybody else. And as you can see, that law and order crowd has been lining up. Him saying that about a civil war was just him, no pun intended, putting Mayor Lightfoot in the crosshairs. Because if the law and order caucus know that they got a good run, because it's a lot of people that's sick and tired of crime nationally. So he can use those, that extreme viewpoint, because it appeals to a lot of people. It's a lot of people the word civil war is being thrown around in America right now. A lot. Now, I'm with you, Maze. I don't know what side black people fall on. I don't know if we in the law and order or if we on the other side. I don't know.
I think if you ask them what side we're on, when they make the reference, I think when an Alderman O'Shea makes a reference like that, I think can we agree that there is a connotation of what crime looks like that Law and Order has put a face on? Do we think that Law and Order has put a face on
yes,
anti-Law and Order? I think Lori is saying it right. Ultimately, O'Shea knows that he would be held accountable if he supported Mayor Lightfoot. Aldermen in the 19th Ward are more accountable to their community. We don't hold our elected officials necessarily accountable. I think the other part is I think it is a dog whistle. I do. I recall there's two, like often, I remember during the support of Rahm Emanuel when the same alderman was questioned about why he supported Rahm Emanuel in his first reelection with all of the controversy. And remember, Beverly didn't vote for Rahm. Beverly voted for Gary Chico, right? Because
neoliberalism.
No. They voted for Gary Chico because Rahm, remember Mount Greenwood, the place that elected a Nazi? That voted, the Nazi won? Rahm fit in a category that was easily exploitable in that community. And Gary Chico then went on to win the Beverly area, right? Rahm Emanuel won the city of Chicago because no other community voted for him but black people, realistically. Like if you look at the maps in the times that he won. But I recall Matt O'Shea having an issue about why he was supporting Rahm Emanuel, and he sent two newsletters out. One newsletter to Beverly north of 95th Street. The letter said, "Our city is in trouble, and without Mayor Rahm Emanuel, we could descend into a worse state than ever." When he sent it to the Mount Greenwood community, you know what he said? He said, "Chicago will become Detroit." Same newsletter, targeted to different people because he understands his constituency. And quite frankly, that Civil War, in my estimation, the Civil War, we know historically in the United States what it was about. And I think that when you talk about the law and order, I don't know that I think we know what happens in our community, but I think when you talk to other people, they would not consider us law and order. Do you think that they would consider us law and order in their constituency?
I don't know. That's why I said I don't know what side black people fall on. Now, if you ask me about a candidate like Dr. Willie Wilson, I'm going to say he falls on the side of that law and order category. So he could be with O'Shea. And that's a black man.
I agree. Do you think, though, and this would be my question, and I think I'm with you on the O'Shea piece, but I think in general, part of the reason that people move to certain communities is because they want to avoid the anti-law and order. Willie Wilson would be welcome. There's quite a few people that would fit in that space. But in the general space, when they talk about the crime, like when you talk about the people that got ran out of 103rd and Western, right? When they were shot on the street. When we talked about the violence that the alderman talks about, when I very rarely ever seen it be anybody outside of us. But I do think that it is very dangerous rhetoric to be leaning towards a civil war, because that almost calls like violence to me.
But it is violence. What's wrong with him calling it like he see it?
Wait. So violence. So who's the civil war? So who are the? So would that be then Black Lives Matter? Who is the civil? Who are the constituents? And I understand you're saying law and order versus not law and order.
That's really, I feel like, really what it comes down to.
So how many black people in our world fall in law and order?
I didn't ask that question twice. I don't know. I don't know, because we don't control the narrative. I know black people that's law and order. We want safe communities.
What will Mayor Lightfoot say?
Matt O'Shea is full of
No, she won't.
She is. She ain't gonna probably say it out loud, but she gonna be talking.
But so you think she gonna say it on? You did? Well, you
She
think
gonna
she'll
take
address?
she gonna take a whack. Absolutely. You don't get to take a shot at the mayor and not have her say something. She gonna get him back some type of way. She gonna get her get back. But publicly, probably not, because it's re-election time. And I'm trying to tell you, the mayor has to tread lightly when it comes to crime, because that is where they're going to eat her up. They're going to say she is soft on crime.
Civil War. What's the mayor's path?
Through the black aldermen.
I don't think the black aldermen are the path. The black I would say this. I don't know that there are, looking at the last results, I'm not sure that there are any. Again, I would say that I don't know that anybody really controls the vote. And I think you can see this even with Matt O'Shea, recognizing that he doesn't tell his voters what to do. The voters tell him what to do. And so I do think that the challenge for the mayor relying on a strategy that says that the alderman will get us through is that what we've come to recognize that a lot of that is pomp and circumstance, and there's not real having the support of someone doesn't mean that you have their voters, because their voters don't necessarily have their support. Look, y'all, when we come back, we are going to move on from this subject, and we're going to talk about T.D. Jakes. We talked about black people losing our families, and he made some controversial statements saying, are we raising women to be men? I want to just talk about it, throw it out there, see what people think, see your opinions. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Are black people losing our families? It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
This might be a small thing, kind of revolving around the situation that don't happen often. I mean, it's involving something that's scalding. Hot the topic is, it needs some resolving. It's kind of puzzling, sometimes solving. But after I thought about it, sent her to Walgreens to pick up a few things to stop me from stalling. Otherwise, I'ma be blunt and she gon' be bawling. And I don't need that. Or her brother calling, talking them fight words. Now we gon' be brawling. I'm more of a stand-up. I don't be falling for that okie doke. It's better dissolving. Call me a nice guy. Yeah, I like nice things. It's best to stay away from chicks that's trifling. I'm not a rival, so I don't be rivaling. But end up in this scene, I won't be wifing. You know?
Avoid a quick fail, take heed to this wise tale.
If you feel me like Burrell, take heed to this wise tale.
Whether male or female, take heed to this wise tale.
Outside or in jail, take heed to this wise tale.
She got a secret, don't know why she keep it, don't know why she hide it. Guess it's convenient. She like a zebra, two things at one time. It ain't black and white when you lived it a lifetime. She got a story, might be a fable, no categories. She don't like labels. She like a loner, maybe she's selfish. Something is fishy, but she don't like shellfish. She said that her phone broke and she need a new phone. She got a night job, now she got two phones. One for the pubic, one for the public. I Freudian slip, y'all, I think that you dug it. She got a curfew, she live in the group home, but she in Miami, getting her look on. She can't be truthful, not what she built for. Mouth might be useful, but nothing to kill for. You know?
Avoid a quick fail, take heed to this wise tale.
If you feel me like Braille, take heed to this wise tale.
Whether male or female, take heed to this wise tale.
Outside or in jail, take heed to this wise tale.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. Shout out to Abstract Mind State. What's that? Take heed to this wise tale. Is it wives or wise? That's a good song.
Wise tale.
I like it's called Wise Tale. Shout out to Abstract Mind State. Y'all go download, get them some streams, get them some love. You know what I'm saying? My man, see, Greg, see, I'm gonna tell y'all what. And EP the Hellcat, like I'm gonna tell you. Old School Ice Cream, EP the Hellcat. I think they did that. One of the very few albums completely produced by Kanye West. You could tell that's a Kanye beat. What's that sound like? I can't even think of what it is. But anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I am going to Riis. Dang, I be messing around on these breaks and not doing what I'm supposed to do. But I am going to play a video. I want to see if we can get it through the sound here. Something been going wrong with my audio. I think I got to take it in. Ruthie, I think I spilled some water or something in my thing.
No, you didn't. Don't say that.
What? They said I gotta. They could see it, but I gotta,
it turned blue.
Yeah, but I got a thing that say even if I did spill some water in.
And yeah, I hate those things.
And did you hear about the lawsuit on this keyboard?
On the touch bar?
Uh-huh.
What is it?
Keyboard. They said this is the worst keyboard in the history of Apple history, and it collects dirt and messes up all the stuff.
Because of the way the things get under the keyboard.
Yep.
But you know you good. You under warranty. You got Apple Care.
No, I got the not on this one. Here's what I want to do, and I gotta close all of these because y'all gonna be. Okay, so first of all, are we allowed to like TD Jakes? Is like TD Jakes like is he like I know y'all ain't gonna, I know he ain't like Joe Osteen, but I do know, like, you know how black people be like that. You know how we are about preachers, Ruthie. Do we like TD Jakes? Is he cool or is he like one of them? Because that
He's
one
a movie star.
One day he looked like that. One day when they said he was Bobby Brown, when Bobby Brown was looking like TD Jakes. You know I be seeing TD Jakes be fly.
If you
Go ahead.
If you a pastor and you could play yourself in movie roles, I don't know what's real and what's fake.
What movie did he play in?
You know he be in them Tyler Perry type of movies.
Does he? I ain't never seen a Tyler Perry movie ever. Like, never. Not one.
Why not?
Once the Medea thing happened, Joe.
That's how he started out.
Exactly. I remember when he was doing the plays at the Airy Crown, and I was like, wait, they dress up like women at the church play? Yeah, I'm passing. Okay. So anyway, but you know, I'm in a new world now. It's all good.
Listen, childhood trauma. It's the things he experienced when he was little. The molestation and abuse that led him down that path, he said.
Amen. There it is. Hey, to each his own. I'm not here to criticize nobody. Everybody can do what they want to do in the world, but what I want to do is play. Riis, let's see if we can play TD Jakes and it'll come through. If it come through, right? Let me see. Dang nabbit.
Go ahead and send that thing in, boss.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go ahead and put it in. But this is what we're going to do, Riis, since they can't see us. We're going to take them off of... We're going to take them out of there. And we're just going to put them right here. And we're going to let y'all see y'all good reverend tell y'all what y'all need to know about y'all self. Ready? Just turn up this mic. Ready?
Eve to pour into him.
Oh, wait, hold on, Riis.
Sin would have never come into the world.
I told y'all it was Eve.
If Adam had not allowed Eve to pour into him, sin would have never come into the world. Sin came into the world because Adam broke the order. We were not designed to receive from women. Your self-esteem is compromised when you have to ask your wife for lunch money.
I agree.
I'm not saying you got to be rich. I'm not saying you got to be famous. I'm saying that you have got to be the one who pours in, not the one who takes out. When Adam started eating out of his wife's hand, sin came in because the divine order was broken. This breaks all sociological orders of the culture we're living in now. Because we are raising up women to be men. And you are not applauded for your femininity. You are applauded in the contemporary society by how tough, rough, nasty, mean, aggressive, hateful, possessive you are, and you are climbing the corporate ladder, but we are losing our families. I know you can buy your own car. I know you can buy your own house. But until you create a need that I can pour into, I have no place in your life. So stop coming home bragging to me about how much you don't need me and wonder why I shy away. Oh, y'all ain't gonna talk back to me this morning. The conversation has become, let's prove to the men how dispensable they are. And it is born out of pain because we hurt you and betrayed you and lied to you and cheated to you. And you became like you became out of pain. Oh, Lord. I told you they wasn't going to like this, Jesus.
TD Jakes yesterday. Oh, this wasn't yesterday, but this video I just got it yesterday. And it got me to really thinking about the black family. And I appreciate the end part because I do think, as we talked about earlier, men have some level of accountability, a tremendous amount of accountability. I think it's generational, and I think we're seeing a lot happen. But one of the things that so there's two things I want to ask. One, are black people losing our families? Two, and I would say I would almost ask this question both ways. Are we raising our women to be men, and are our men being raised to be more feminine? And then I want to go to, because I recognize, and I really want to open this up. So give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. It's funny because I'm going to say this again. This Kendrick album really had me thinking about a lot of different things, from like lifetime trauma to just like the male, female, and just like my auntie is a man now, that song, and just all, like, I just have been reflective, not like, and more from a standpoint of, I don't want to necessarily take this conversation, and ordinarily I would take it and make it critical. You know, I'd be talking smack, but I don't really want to do that. I want to understand, or has there ever been a successful black family model? And what is it? Where is it? Was there ever a time, and I understand I got to take in racism and I got to take in slavery and all of those different things, but was there ever a time that we had an example of a successful black family model? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Ruthie, I would tell you that shaped my, and this is probably going to get me killed now, but my example of the ideal black or the ideal family model was the Cosbys. It was. like mom working, dad working. They had like this loving family. The kids all was like, you know, they had challenges, but you know what I'm saying? But I now feel like, and now I know that like the Cosby, you know, like everything that we know about Bill Cosby gets to kind of throw a brick through that mirror. And so now I'm kind of curious as to what is the family model that has or will work for us. Because I do feel like we have gotten to a point where I don't know what's right or wrong. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, have we ever seen an example? Do we have a value system that has ever worked? Understanding that nothing is perfect. Do we have a best model, a best practices example? I know we talk about segregation and how it ruined our community in some cases, but they was also completely oppressed. We also know that things were happening behind the doors, right? We also know now that what goes on in this house, stay in this house, has multiple meanings to a lot of people. We know now that there was a lot of stuff behind what was presented to us in the public. But I'm curious to know, is there a family model that works for black people that we've seen? Any thoughts?
On any of that you just said? That was a lot. I think the first thing is that T.D. Jakes' sermon was a Father's Day message entitled "Real Men Pour In." I don't necessarily have a problem with the message at all. In terms of the family model, it's interesting that you would say the Cosbys. I don't think we can necessarily look to television or the media to do right by showing us a good model of a black family. Have we seen good models? Yes. Part of it is black people, we can't necessarily base our mindset in Eurocentric. I think that's the word. Like, we can't be Eurocentric because our families and stuff ain't necessarily set up the same way. And I really think that the thing that we are missing is the fathers, the daddies, the men. That's what's missing from the houses. So the sermon is talking about how we raise women to be men, okay, that's fine. But what's missing is the fathers.
Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Callers, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. What's going on, caller? What are black people losing our families? And I would guess my question is, what structure have we seen outside of the ones that we've done, or have we seen a model that works somewhere else? What's up, caller?
Shalom, Mikey. Hey, real quick, that line on your chest, that's Jamaican, or what do you think that line is right there on your chest?
Jamaican. That's Jamaican. That's my shirt.
Nah, that's the line of Judah. That's the line of Judah. It's 12 tribes. Levi, everybody in Israel. It's 12 tribes in Israel. And the Lion of Judah is specifically us, the one who went through the worst. But real quick, back to your topic. When pork chop eating, my man said that Adam fell because Eve, he should have told her, man, get out of here. Just get out of here. You know what I mean? Where you been? Who told you that? And he did eat off the tree of good and evil or knowledge. It wasn't no apple. You know what I'm saying? And what's a trip? Father's Day. I see Father's Day in the back. And a lot of us just beat on our chest like it's something that was invented in 1910. And we know it was invented by. So how would I be so, it's Father's Day, be full of pride and joy and, it's so holy. Honor thy mother and thy father every day. And Ruthie can look this up real quick. Since it's been a while, but it's 70% of families being raised by the father and the mother now. Right now, today, 2022, so you can look at the study. Right now, it's been over, I forget how many years, and 70% right now is raised by the father and the mother. It's been a jump since the pandemic. We're getting it together slowly but surely, but, you know what I mean? We just the best, and I want y'all to look that up. So what he talking about, I can dig it. And yeah, it's you know what I mean? These females, they super tough. I ain't got to tell you what I had to do. They super tough, and the guys, oh my goodness, that's why they got to use guns, because they got to use it because they weak. All right, shalom.
All right, that is Jacob Israel calling all the way from Houston, Texas. My thoughts here, guys. I truly believe somewhere in the universe we've got to figure out what works for us. And we got to put some time and energy and effort to it. In the space of the black family, how do we as a community determine the rules of engagement for our own community? I think that it is oftentimes that we take on other people's belief systems and values that don't necessarily match up or align with ours. I still got to tell you, Riis, to me it came from Party Like a Rock Star. I'm telling you. When I saw Party Like a Rock Star, it was a time when it used to be things that we used to just say, black people don't do that. Now, I'm not going to say that it ain't never been. But I do think that we have, as we've become more assimilated, I think that, and I just think about all the things that we are oppositional to. Things that we are oppositional to that we have been against forever, or not been against, but say that ain't what we want or that's not what we believe. And then we find ourselves going down the path. I thought it was interesting that TD Jakes took on this topic in the sense that I think that I think we've got an internal problem. I do think that there is a fatherhood problem. You got some? You good? Go ahead.
If you actually look at what he's talking about, because I just read it, and I think that. So the comment that Hope 2 just made, it say, "Stop it, Maze. They are going to say you are suggesting LGBTQ families are bad." So if you really unpack this message, he said, I'm quoting, "Anatomically, men pour in. Life begins when men pour in. We were designed to pour in. You were designed to preserve what is poured in." Jake told his female congregants, "As it is in the physical, so it is in the spiritual. We are designed to pour in." So it makes me think about, the concept of submission from a spiritual standpoint, as well as an sex standpoint, because that's what he's talking about. And so I can see how his messaging is considered to be controversial in the current society where we live in, whereas gender is becoming categorical. And so his message, it touches on a lot of different things, and it's so I can understand why it's getting pushback, but I can also see how it speaks directly to the issues that we are having in the Black community because of a lack of what he calls the divine order of men being the head of the households and pouring into women, versus what's happening now is a whole lot of pouring coming from women to men to help them up. So I get it. It's just a lot to unpack.
Right. I think that there is a do you believe that there's a natural order
to life
in in families and life or families, hierarchy, any of that?
Yes, but I also think that the historical nature, advances in technology, all these things have to be considered, because I do recognize the role of patriarchy in creating what society is supposed and is. So I always have to keep that in the back of my mind as a woman, that okay, so a lot of this stuff was written by men. So I take that into account.
So I guess my question is, and I've had this a long time. Is there a society that we've seen where it's been? I guess nowadays I don't even know what the standards are that people measure against. Right? I think it's almost so dysfunctional that we don't even have a sense of what is a win, what is a successful outcome, what is a successful outcome of adulthood or of a family. Like I don't know that there is, that we have, whether it's a patriarchal or a matriarchal society, I don't think that we have come up with a process that works for us as Black folks.
Because we ain't got no money. Part of providing is money. Yes. And if you discount that, then how can the Black man be the head of the household if he ain't got no money? But TD Jake's talking about some women go to work and brag about the cars they got. Well, how else we supposed to get back and forth? So I think it's a catch-22. But I think that it's hinged upon Black people trying to exist in a society where economically we ain't on the same playing field. You know how many Black women would love to stay at home and take care and raise their families and have their husband go to work and make enough money to support them?
I don't know if that's an American reality at this point.
But no, I know
some. We all know some, but I'm saying,
but I don't know as many Black ones.
But I would say that America has evolved into a 2-working family, period. Like I
disagree, Maze. I see so many white women that stay at home and they set their lives up so that they can stay at home for a period of time. It's a thing that they do.
I think so too. But then they go back to work. I'm not tripping on that. I'm saying this. I believe that this system, I think we are in a place where we have become expendable.
Who is we?
Black men.
Okay.
And because society has gotten us to a point where really it may be economic. It's economic as a whole bunch of different things. I do think that just like evolution, we are evolving to a society or a space where Black men will be deemed unnecessary. And I do believe that the economics play a role in it. But I also believe that process has been set up that way. And I just feel like
that's what I'm saying. Like,
we walk into, I agree.
We can't operate the same way white people operate.
But I still don't think that the denigration of the man or the role of the man in getting ourselves together can be denied. Now, if the plan is to get us together. Now, if the plan is to just move on, which it seems to be, then I think we're in a different space. But I do think we got to kind of figure this whole piece out, because I do think that we have gotten to a place in our society where I don't know about I'm not sure how relevant, not even relevant. I'm curious to know the impression or the thought process of black men in our relationships, like between black men and black women. Like how necessary, how with love, but do you look at that person with love or disgust?
We hate each other.
I don't hate each other, but let's go to who hates each other?
Black men and black women.
No, I disagree. I don't know that I hate. No, I can't say that. But I can't say that. But I'll go to the live line. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. Do black men and black women hate each other? What's up, caller?
What's going on, brother Maze?
What up? Who there?
This is Edward Steve, brother Edward Steve.
What's up, brother Edward Steve? I seen you over there shopping with Mandine yesterday, man. And I see y'all out there causing a ruckus. We gonna have to get us y'all gonna need to have to hire me as a mediator out in Dalton, man. What's going on?
Yeah. Let's talk. We're going to talk. You know, we haven't had our session in a while, though, so we got to sit down and talk.
Let's catch up.
On the topic that y'all talking about, you know, it's you know, I think as you get old, we all get older. I get older. If you were born and raised in a religion, I was born and raised in a religion. And as you get older, you realize the Bible and the Quran lays out really the right way to do your life. And anytime you try this, I think it's my personal experience. Anytime I go back to what I've been taught from the
you
word,
on speakerphone? What you got us on? You on the headphones?
I'm on my head.
Man, pull over, take them earbuds out. Go ahead. Yeah, that's better.
Is that better?
Yes.
Anytime I try to live my life according to what, you know, the law and the word says, it works out great for me. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at the traditional family. It's been, you know, it's the way that it was set up to go that way. Now, I know times change and everything like that. And then I think Ruthie was saying something about my wife, we've been married 8 years now. My wife, we got 2 children. She hasn't worked since she was pregnant. And I don't make a whole lot of money. You know, I'm not breaking the bank. We make it. You know what I mean? So it can still happen. And there's pros and cons to that, of course. But the best pro is that my wife and my children are at home with my wife the early years, and then they go to Muhammad University. But it can still happen. A man working, paying the bills, you just got to live within your means. You can't be out here balling out of control. But it still can happen. But I still believe that the traditional family is the best way to go, when the man being the head, the woman being the wife and the children working together. I still think that's the best way to go. The tradition, that's the way that God laid it out for us. But that's cool. Again, in this day and time, that's still a belief. And everybody has different beliefs.
Right. I almost feel like when you add the God, thank you, Brother Edward. I think when you add the God to it, it sometimes becomes even corny. Like I'm in a weird space, because it's like if you refer back to the Bible or if you refer back to the Quran, then you got to open up a whole nother level of that ain't, this ain't, that ain't. And I'm just curious to know, is there a family structure in the constraints that we have that will work for black people, right? That is inclusive of us all, because I do feel like we have a lack of family structure and it hurts us. Now, I don't know what the structure is, and I'm asking, is there one that worked? And whether it's Eurocentric, whether it is Afrocentric, whether it is whoever-centric, my question becomes, how do we get out of this malaise that we're in? Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Good morning, Maze. Good morning, Ruthie. Happy Friday.
Good morning, Cassandra. How are you?
I am better than good. This subject is so needed. You need the whole 3 hours to unpack this and to really get us on the straight and narrow. I got married in the 80s, and I really didn't have an example, right? Because we were so used to grinding it out, not having our basics in place before we took on a wife, took on a husband, that it took both of the husband and wife to really set the pace for the family and not have one person at home really putting our family values first, right? And so when I got out there in the world and started my career, it was the white family that taught me how to put my family together. Because just as I saw the white women leave the workforce when they became married and, you know, was really the anchor of the family, keeping the husband together, keeping the children together and teaching them, you know, their family values and not dropping the kids off at daycare at 6 a.m. and coming back and getting them at 6 p.m. with somebody else is pouring into that child and not necessarily your values. We didn't have that as a family structure to look at and model that. So I kind of put that together in my head, like, this is what I want for my family when I get married. And I had to really coach my ex into thinking the same way. Like, we come together and I'm home and you out slaying the dragon and bringing home the meat. This will ensure that our families stay together and we have our family values intact. And it worked for 30 years. He kind of fell off the wagon, you know what I'm saying? He left the plantation. But
see, that's the problem. You had him on a plantation. Go work, lift that bell, tote that barge, boy. Now, see, here's my thing. And
exactly.
You know, Cassandra, I think that, and I'm going to jump in and we can continue this conversation. I don't want Reese, do not hit the button. But I think that there is this, like, I just feel like we've seen so much dysfunction that we don't even, like, I just feel like we operate from a spot of dysfunction. And I am curious to know, how do we get in unison? Like, everybody can't be at the front of the line, right? And I would tell you that as I lead my household, but I will also tell you that when Carrie say this is what it is, it'd be like, this is what it is. I do feel like I have seen providers. I do feel like I have lived, and I try to be the example. Now, I ain't got it right all, but I feel like, when do we succeed as a black community family, and what is the example? I know you said you had white folks that showed you the example of how it worked for them. Have we seen a model that worked? What happened in the past? I'm curious, because it seems like we're getting further and further away from the groundings that at least kept us. But like, then when you look back at it, then everything else sucked back in the day too. So how do we get to a place where we find what our roles is in interacting with each other and get back to some holistic relationships?
But we were also the example that we projected out into the community. I also started mentoring other women to have a different mindset, right? It's a mindset. So I'm not dogging my man. I'm lifting my man up. I'm making sure that mentally that he's prepared to go out there and continue to fight for our family. I'm making sure that you have your lunch, you have your breakfast, you have your dinner, and anything else that you need to go out there. I didn't take a back seat. I took a side seat. I was a partner with my ex. I made sure that mentally he was strong enough to withstand the people who are going to say, "Are you crazy? Why are you? You can have so much more. So much more of what? There's nothing to replace happiness, right? Money can't replace that. Can't replace joy. We had 3 vacations a year. You know, we had all the riches because we stood strong as a family. And I tried to recruit other people to think the same way. There was an organization that was created in the Southland called Mocha Moms. Check them out. We were on Oprah and everything because these were all stay-at-home black women, stay-at-home moms and wives. And we had the nice homes. We had everything. And when you put your family first, you will have everything. It's not until you start going half on a baby that you don't have everything because everybody's out here hustling. You know, it's ridiculous. But we did try to change people's minds because, I had to make sure my ex mind was strong because you had other men out there trying to drag him off of the plantation. Like, why are you doing that? She's just using you. It's just ridiculous conversation. Haters will always hate, and they would see the dynamics that's working, and they want to destroy it. And I just couldn't understand that. Like, you too can be successful and have your wife at home and making sure that, the family dynamics is intact. But men nowadays, they don't have their basics. They don't have no foundation to work with before they try to get a wife. And all of a sudden they want to, everybody needs to hustle in order for us to have, a 2,000 square foot home and 2 Mercedes in the driveway. You don't need all of that. You'll get all of that if you do the right thing first.
All right.
Thank you for this conversation.
Thank you, Cassandra.
Need it.
I do. It's weird. I guess I have operated in a bubble because I do feel like even when I was in Ashburn, I felt like I saw black families every day. Dad get up, go to work, drive, come back, kids do whatever. I just don't know what our idea of familial success is. And I feel like some kind of way we don't even think there is an option to win. And I don't think that it always revolves around money. I think about when I made $840 every 2 weeks. That meant I picked up a second job. That means I started hustling. But my desire to provide for my family and it's a weird place, man. And I don't know what black people, what family structure, or what is it that we should be pushing to pursue. I do believe that there should be a restoration. I don't think that black men are where they need to be. I think that's by design in society. But I also think that we should not lose our places in society as well. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm going to move on. When we come back, we're going to talk about Kim Burrell and her comments. And then I want to know what's red flags for you in the church. Reach, how you know when you in the church and it's what's a red flag for you in the church? If you pull up and the pastor got a Bentley, but the church ain't big as the car, that's a red flag for me. We're going to talk about church red flags when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBP Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP Media's just for you and me.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Yeah, Ruthie Mo, Reach the ruler. Maze Jackson. This is the reparations interlude. We not asking, we demanding. So go on, make my payments high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high. Not no SBA loans, just run the bread, make it high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high. Look, hey, check it out. First drug lord was President Nixon. Oval Office with the strap house where he was tipping. Got the drugs from Nicaragua and gave us crack. Declared war on blacks. Man, tell him to cut the check and tried to make it seem like a revolution. CIA was the corner boys for distribution. We could tear this country in half for retribution. But I'd rather get some restitution, so tell him to cut the check. John Singleton, man, he already told y'all. He broke it down for you when he made Snowfall. They locked us all up and created whole laws. So send a message like a cold call. Tell them to cut the check. Look, we built this city. We built this city. Back, put this country together and gave them hella aid. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears over 400 years. Been punching the clock, but yeah, we still ain't got paid. Look, they paying the immigrants, they paid the Jews. Executive orders, man, they made the rules. I want my 40 acres, you can save the mule. Cause as of right now, we getting played for the fool. Look, for sterilization, Tuskegee experiment, Rosewood, Japanese internment. Come on, was all paid out from the government. We waiting on our turn, we definitely earned it. So make my payment high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high. Not no SBA loans, just run the bread, make it high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high. Not no stimulus checks, just run the bread, make it high.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Man, Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let this give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm to still carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. You know what, y'all? I'm feeling away. It's been tough. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move to Tell Me Something Good. Tell Me Something Good Friday. We got a lot going on this week. It's been an action-packed week. I have been around the world and back. I've been on an emotional roller coaster. So what we are going to do is we are going to go to Tell Me Something Good, and I think we're going to get out of here early today. I think everybody, we can have us we can get us go grab us some breakfast. I'll probably run up to Peaches, but I think we need to go to Tell Me Something Good. It is Friday, 7:22. Tell me something good. Wow. Tell me that you love me. Is that that don't sound like Shaka. I hope that's the karaoke version.
You know we can't put Shaka on.
You put Shaka on this bad boy, we gonna be jammed up. They gonna be like, cut it off, turn it off, shut them down. But yeah, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. I want to make sure I put it out there very quickly. August 6th, 5401 South Wentworth. You got an old school car? We want you to come on, join us for the old school classic car show. It's actually moved to 4 to 7, so we don't disturb the diabetes crew. Right? So we gonna move that. But if you got an old school classic car, Riis, I'm gonna let you put your car in too. Just watch it. Right? What you gotta do is you gotta open the doors and you gotta let the hood up.
Now, I can come with a car now.
I know you can, Riis. I know you can. Riis, I'm telling you. Like, Riis, but what I want you to do, because I feel like you probably got one of them cars. You probably got like a gadget car somewhere. Like you gonna pull up in a Volkswagen Beetle, right? Front trunk open, the whole you dig. So I would tell y'all, man. So don't forget, we got the old school classic car show coming on August 6th at 5401 South Wentworth. Also, I want to make sure y'all know about Obsidian, but I also want to hear from y'all. Call me, tell me something good. If something good happened for you this week, something is going on, you got something happening. I also want y'all to tell me your announcements, whatever's going on. We're going to be over at TP tomorrow. 5401. So BP1, y'all come on by tomorrow, 5401 South Wentworth. We're going to be there at 10 o'clock. I ain't staying until 1, though. I'm just telling y'all now. I was thinking about trying to jump on the road tonight because I wanted to go to Cincinnati for the jazz festival. Why they be calling these things jazz festivals? They don't play no jazz. Mm-hmm. I ain't seen Nam Jazz nowhere on the joint.
That's how I felt. So I mean, I was at the little at the Silver Room, so I thought it was gonna be like strictly like house all day. Man, it was like a hip hop thing, you know.
Yeah, everybody from that era.
It was like hip hop.
I heard the sound check. Did he just say the N word and the B word and the MF?
Man,
yeah. So I feel you, man. I be like, what's going? This is a stepper set, but they playing Lil Baby. I'm
Who?
Lil Baby. Everything into step music.
What's going on?
That's funny, Riis.
So man, Riis. So look, I'm gonna tell y'all, man. It's a lot going on. Yeah, man, but Riis, that's what I be noticing too. I be going to places, they be like when you used to go to the Cancun Jazz Festival starring Ja Rule. That ain't no jazz. What you supposed to be? What a wonderful world this would be. You gotta sing this. I see skies of blue. Like they should make Ja Rule do like Louis Armstrong, like your favorite rappers doing your favorite jazz joints. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. If you got something you want to tell me something good, tell me something because we're getting up out of here early today. I have caller. Give us a call, 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What you got for me? Tell me something good.
Hey, Maze, it's Janessa.
What's up, Janessa? Is this Janessa? Is this what your name is? This Suzanne? I don't know who I'm talking to sometimes. Tell my boy Ness what's up, too. I seen him out there doing them shady posts on people. Tell him I hope he found his phone at the bottom of the ocean. I hope he ain't go down to the bottom. What's going on, sis?
I ain't even gonna tell you about him in the ocean. I ain't gonna talk. I ain't gonna put him on blast today because he might be listening. So my tell you something good is the Jamaica trip. I just want to thank everybody that has inquired about the trip, that booked into the trip, and it's going down September 28th. We have added tours. We're gonna do a 420 farm. We're gonna do the McRae Beach. We're gonna go to eat. We're gonna do some
staying
good
at? Wait. So this needs to now, Janessa, why we ain't partnering on this? Why we ain't partners? Why we? I'm gonna tell you,
because you know what?
Cause what?
We're gonna do it the next time. I had thought about this last night when you put your post up about us sitting here. So this trip was like literally some last minute stuff. A friend of ours was going, and he was supposed to be going to a wedding. Wedding didn't happen. Wedding isn't happening. And he was like, I'm going anyway. Y'all want to go? So I'm like, cool. So I started asking other people that they want to go. So Devin and Tamika are going. So whoever else wants to go, that's just how it went, and it just went from there. But it's definitely going to be some city and trips happening.
Don't be mad because we're going to be broadcast. The morning show might be broadcasting live anyway. How much is the trip?
So it depends on the airline, the prices. I have to literally.
We ain't taking no Spirit. Toy ain't coming. Ain't no Spirit. Ain't no. What's that other one? No. We ain't taking no. So Toy, you can't come if you got Spirit on the list. We ain't coming.
People mess around with Spirit and talk about Spirit, but I got 2 clients that were stuck in Mexico 2 days ago on American Airlines, but. Any airline is available on a trip. We'll be staying at Grand Palladium Lady Hamilton. It's one of the top resorts over in Jamaica. You can look at it on TripAdvisor. It has amazing reviews, amazing food, beautiful rooms. There's about 6 or 7 different room categories that you can choose from. If you want to travel by yourself, you can. You will not be by yourself. It's like a family trip. And we just going out of town with it with the passport.
Oh, well, get your passport together. I'm down with that. Janessa, tell them the name of your travel agency, sis.
The name of my travel agency is Soulful Travels, SOLE, Fall Soulful Travels, FUL. I'm on Facebook, and I just want to plant your souls in distant lands. I became a travel agent because I was a single mom, homeless, and took my first trip to Amsterdam and was able to put it on layaway. Once I saw how easy it was for me to travel, I'm like, oh, if I can do this, anybody can do this. So I became a travel agent to get my people to travel, and I've been so fortunate to be able to do that in so many different ways, to send people halfway across the world and across the world.
I appreciate you, sis. Well, I was just talking to Carrie the other day. I might have to book that one too, because I love me some Jamaica. Even though what I need you to do is get me out of Jamaica though, because I've been going to Jamaica all the time, and I feel like my passport they ain't even putting stamps on your book no more.
Next year, we doing a vacation to Aruba. We just came back from Aruba a couple of days ago, like 8 to 10 days ago, and it was a straight vacation. We had a ball, and it's not just a vacation, but it was mostly couples. But Aruba is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. We ate and drank. I was at the bar every day at 11 o'clock in the morning.
I understand, but my cousin want to know, though. But my cousin be still saying...
Trust me, your cousin is there. We have connect. We've been there too many times.
That's our next trip then. We going to Aruba. All right, y'all. That is my sister, Janessa. All right, y'all. You better be at Obsidian. We're going to be looking for our travel club up there. All right, we got callers. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. Tell me something good. Caller?
What's going on, Maze?
What up, Tyrone Muhammad?
What up?
You finna tell me something bad. Tell us what happened, dog. First of all, shout out to my man Tyrone Muhammad. That's the good thing. Go ahead and tell us what happened with the shorties, man. Tell us real quick.
I wasn't gonna try to. Me, man. I really don't have no good stuff.
You want to do it on Monday?
I don't really have no good stuff. Yeah, I'll be out of town. I guess that's something good. I'll be out of town, probably I ain't gonna say to win, but I'll be out of town talking to a bunch of drug court professionals, lawyers, and judges in Tennessee. I'm actually part of a conference that's giving judges and lawyers. Imagine that CEU educational credits to be in my course. That's the. I guess that's a good thing in the sense that. Go ahead.
Ty, I need you to make them do push-ups though. If they get the answers wrong,
oh man, no, I got something else for them. No, I got something worse than that.
What is it?
I got something worse than that. I don't want to give it up though, but I got some. I'll tell you about it when I come back. But I got something worse than that. I want to do some things to them as judges and lawyers, state's attorneys, to show them that once they sentence men and women to prison, they don't have no more responsibilities for the men and women whose lives that they take from them. So I need them to see that process doesn't finish upon sentencing. That process should be a complete process that extends beyond their potential release to see if they properly amalgamate even back into society after you put a man or a woman in a cage for decades. See, they want to shake their hand and they make them, they sentence to these exorbitant sentences. Then they leave them there, man, and release them back to society worse off than when they went in. So they need to know that they have a responsibility to make sure that those correctional institutions as well has done their job in doing the sentencing phase. I mean, doing the time phase, rather.
So time.
But with that being said, bro,
go ahead.
The good thing is that with all other issues and the police misconduct against our children who we took to Wintrust Stadium to see Chicago Sky, man. The good thing is we pushing, we fighting hard for our black kids, bro, our children, and letting them know, at least on our end as VCCSC, we're not going to disrespect our children in this city, and we're not going to watch people hang noose on trees with our children. But we can't be the only one fighting for black children in the city, bro. That's just unacceptable.
You cannot be. Hey, Ty, that is my man, Ty. And when you come back, you're going to have to tell us about what happened at Wintrust Arena with ECCSC. That is my man, Tyrone Muhammad, on the Tell Me Something Good. Ruthie Mo, tell me something good. What you got?
I'm just glad it's Friday.
All right. We'll take that. Friday. I'm good. It's glad it's Friday, too. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to go to Cincinnati on Saturday, because Janet, Miss Jackson, if you nasty. I don't know, man. I can't drive 5 hours, though. If I can't get a plane, I might not do it. All right, DJ Riis the Rule on the ones and twos. Tell me something good. Wow.
I really ain't nothing really off the top of my head. I really not doing nothing. But if you're looking to hire somebody, I will work this weekend. But no, I ain't doing I ain't doing nothing. Coins, on the real, I work up, but I ain't doing nothing. But my tell me something good is this. I've been dealing with some stuff this week. Yesterday was kind of crazy, man. Y'all pray for my aunt, but I just been really seeing things. So I guess my tell me something good is growth. I'm starting to really look at the way I used to attack things, and sometimes think it's not the most critical way that I could have done it, or just see things and not put as much energy as into it that I used to, and learn to protect my energy. So, like I said, I really don't have nothing per se, but just I'm man, blessed to be here, and I'm just feeling good. You know what I'm saying, lately, man. That's really it, man. That's my tell me something good. I'm feeling amazing lately.
That is something good. That ain't nothing. That's something, right? I got a few. Shout out to Girls Inc. They were down at the Chicago Fire Department, courtesy of Annette Holt, and she had them being firefighters for a day. I thought that was an awesome picture and story in the paper. You don't see those very often. Shout out to Nate and dagnabbit. Shout out to True Star for everything that they got going on, and they got a big thing. Check them out on the news today. Shout out to my man Vince Bass, who is having the HBCU Softball Classic July 30th. wants to make sure that y'all come out. That's because they didn't want to play against U of I.
Who playing?
They got all the HBCUs.
Oh, playing against each other?
This is a tournament. Yep, all the HBCUs playing against each other. What I did notice, VB, is I see y'all didn't have XU Rocks the House on there. And I noticed y'all had all men. So y'all better get Carrie on that too. But anyway, shout out to my man Vince Bass. Always representing for the HU. My favorite story with Vince Bass in college is, we still on campus. This is still the U of I campus. Yes, we're the best. We're the greatest. Obsidian. It's a dream coming true. There's this thing I try to do, and I've always, as I've been at, ever since I've been at the Soho House, I've always said this is crazy that we don't have something like this for us. Now, I got to be clear. This ain't nothing compared to Soho House, but it's ours. Everything tried to do top shelf as much as possible, so we hope that you will all consider supporting our own social club, social living, social network, Obsidian. We are arranging tours for you to come check it out next week. Don't miss Taco Tuesdays, comedy karaoke kickback, as well as we got our living room series and the old school car show. All of those things are going to be happening as we start to try and create a space where Black people can convene, a place where we can have a place to be on our own. Also want to send a big shout out to Lil Rel, who is taping his HBO special at the Chicago Theater, and I want to encourage people to buy those tickets and support him. You know what I'm saying? When his last special was in Compton at the gym, Tennille. It was at the gym where we did the thing with the Bloods. But he's doing his own HBO special, and so we're proud of our very own Lil Rel. We hope that he will get, that y'all will go check him out. Shout out to Don Ski. Don Ski was the comedian. He brought us Kevin Hart, and now he got Lil Rel. So shout out to Don Ski, who has been doing it for a while. Look, y'all, that is it. I'm going to get up out of here a little early today. It's been a long week. It's been a long week. So let's do this. For Maze, for Riis, for Ruthie, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the Black people? If you don't like it, still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace. For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the Black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said. Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting it.